I'm your host, Roosevelt. You may not think this is true because it's not all hyped up. You may not think it's not true because I'm not selling you on how to make so much money. You may need only the basic fundamental of common sense. That's it. That's it. Let me give you a story, and I'm gonna give you a clear story. And I heard this story. This story told me, this person I heard told me this. If you don't want to, you can swim as much as you want in the lakes, the rivers, or the pool. Just stay close to the shore or stay close to the edge. The reason for this, we as people want to reach out further without no safety net. Well, let's get it. I get it. I'm a risk taker and I have done a lot of risks. But however, most of the risks that I took were based on friends who took the risk. And if I didn't invest into their risk, I wouldn't be a good friend. I wouldn't be a person who they purchase from. I wouldn't be a person who they want to share their time with. But the common realization from that, they didn't do the research and they always was going to take a risk, regardless how I felt about the whole situation. How we lost, how we won, and how we discovered. It didn't matter to them. But it did matter to me. Because every time I went into those endeavors with a friend or with a family, I realized something. That I was the one losing with their endeavor. One of my friends told me this, and I learned this in a basic way. The only way to ride a bike is learn how to control the balance. The only way to ride a bicycle to learn to control the handles. I mean, you control the area, and once you learn how to control the area of the bike, then you start turning the wheels. That was so fundamental. Because many people get on a bike, they try to ride the bike without guiding the bike. When you get into business, if you discover to get into business, if you choose to get into business, what's up, Jackson? Cusser, say it. If you discover to get into business, understand there are rules to a business. Now, our business, and if you discover the fragrance business, you will learn, what's up, Ebony? You will learn this strong fundamental. Your customer is not always right. And the only way you're going to know that you're going to have more knowledge, more patience, and more discoveries than they have. If they only have one or two discoveries, and that's a discovery of memory or discovery of whatever they're into, you're going to realize that's not your same win. Because your passions may be totally different than theirs. Many times we don't make money based on other people's discoveries. If you realize and you take a strong compassion of what you love to do, right? You're going to do very well in business. Now, also, okay, what I have realized in business, and this is only me, I enjoy being versatile. I enjoy making cakes, but I'm not good at making cakes. Here's why. It's too many ingredients and too many steps. That's for me. That's just for me. Too many ingredients, too many steps. And I'm a chef. Believe me, I'm a chef. But it's too many ingredients. And that's why you have a pastry chef and then you have the chef. The chef takes the ingredients of their pastry chef to make sure the taste is very good for their clients. Without that, we don't have a synergy. My auntie was, and I'm going to hold dear to this, she was the best at making pound cake. Ooh, baby. Ooh, I love my auntie. And the reason for that, she was a patient person and she followed the ingredients to the letter. She followed it. She can make cakes in her eyes closed. Oh, good. She can make cakes with her eyes closed. She can make cakes just for fun. She was good at the fundamentals of making cake. I was not. I can make eggs. I can boil water. I can make rice. I could do all those temperature control products that she was just blessed to have all the ingredients at once. If you follow the rules of the fundamentals of your business, you're going to be very successful. I'm sure of it. But the only way that you can get strong fundamentals is to read. Wait up. Is to read. And then get the guidance of counsel of those companies. Read this book, Business Hustle Owner. I'm going to have it down below. 13 chapters in background information. And God creates cash flow. A lot of people are failing in business because they want to rush it. They want it to be a $2 million business. They want it to be a $3 million business. They want $100,000 a year. They're going to follow anybody who give them all the insights and enlightenment or enjoyment of the thought process of not doing. They have not done it. I'm not here to tell you that I have not done it, but I'm here to tell you it took time to do it. I'm not going to have the most followers, and I think you should follow me if you like. But if you don't, that's understandable. But please, you are here to understand the fundamental of business, and the fundamentals take time. But once you discover the fundamentals, guess what happens next? You'll repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And as you repeat them, you start seeing success. Let me give you a gamble here. Maybe you've seen this stock. Display AMC. AMC stock, right? Was the hottest thing going on in the 2019, 2020, something in that area. And me and my buddies told me to get on because it was down for a pandemic. Nobody was going to work and so forth. The stock had reached down to a low of $3.35 to $5 per share. I bought a few shares and I made a profit. But I left some in the house of the business of the stock exchange. What happened next, my brother-in-law, they bought shares, thousands of shares of that product. And they were racing to the finish line to make $100,000 per share. I said, that's when Disney came out with their live stream. Then I discovered that a lot of people were watching live stream because they were so scared to go to the movies. And this is still continuing right now. They stayed in the share game and tried to protest the shares of AMC. But we not stand, we stand. And I said, I am selling. So I sold half of the shares and made a profit. And they said, you scared money? Don't make no money. That's a lie. Because if you don't follow fundamental rules of how money works, you will discover that you will lose all your money on a gamble instead of fundamental common sense of a business. When you use fundamental common sense of a business, you will not lose as much as your competitor will be losing. Another thing that happens, we all face peer pressure. Young people face peer pressure, older adults feel peer pressure, and everyone else faces peer pressure. And many times I have faced peer pressure because of the vehicles that I ride. I ride old vehicles, and I don't care. Because I'd rather have my money making money, working in the market, buying assets to create more money. I used to have a compassion for what people say. But then did I take action because I realized those same people was getting repoed, their cars were repoed, they was getting evicted from their homes, they was just not having enough money to buy a piece of bread or a lunch for another person or share to help someone else. Those aren't fundamentals. Those are fundamentals that you wanted to do to make yourself feel good. And feeling good is a great thing if you're exercising, running, or shaking up the world for the better world. But when it's in business or anything that costs of value, you better be careful how you borrow, loan, or just take advantage of stupid advice. Because stupid advice will get you in trouble without the right counsel. I have talked to people before, and I've been straight up forward with them. But their wins is more important than the win of listening to good advice. Now, some of them have won because their advice made sense. That means they have done a lot of research, a lot of studying of their advice. And once they did, they won. I mean, they win. And they win all the time because they seek advice. See, one thing about using fundamental as a leader, everyone has an opinion until they get into the pool or into the ocean. Some put themselves in the middle of the ocean, and some of them put themselves close to the shore. For me, I'd rather be close to the shore at any time than way out there facing gators and sharks and anything that I don't know, I can't see any of that blue water. No. I'd rather see the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the pool, before I jump in. That's the way I am. And that's the way you should be. If you're going to do something, seek counsel. Seek counsel. I mean, before you get married to someone, seek counsel. Before you go on vacation, understand who you're taking on vacation, their weakness and their strength. When you go somewhere, pay attention to your surroundings. When you invest, study the market. Study who doing the business, who managing the company. There's so many things in fundamental. And that's why I tell you, the new course that's coming out for the fragrance business, $1 million worth of knowledge, going to be awesome for all who want to buy. You can spend $5,000 an hour and speak to me, or you can spend $498 and buy that advice. Know who the middleman is. Middlemans, and know who the manufacturers are in the company, how to grow your business exponentially, and so much more. But once you start getting just the clear fundamentals, and you start doing simple at a time, whatever you do next will be a delight to your heart and a blessing to your pockets. Welcome to Just Muscle Good Nation, and everyone who watched this video and who have subscribed, make a comment. Peace. And I can't see who I'm supposed to email back, but if I check back, send me an email later if you, okay, if you do, okay. Okay. All right. I can't see right now. I don't got my glasses on. I thought I'd just shoot this without a video, without glasses. But anyway, blessing to your day.